Hi everyone, this is our weekly live Q&A series. So our guest this week is Ash. She is a filmmaker and photographer and also a presenter. So we're really excited to ask some questions to Ash. Last week's guest was Annabelle, so if you missed that one, be sure to check out the Q&A. It's on our IGTV and also on our YouTube channel. You're probably wondering who on earth I am. Usually our weekly Q&As are done by Francesca, who is our founder. But this week Francesca is actually travelling to South Africa because she's collecting some equipment for our sustainable fishing project. So I'm actually hosting this Q&A from England. My name is Hannah. I'm the social media manager and field specialist for Love the Oceans. So if you've got any questions for me or for Ash today, then please just pop them in the comments and we'll do our best to get round to them and to reply to them. So we'll just wait for Ash to come on now. I can see that she's joined. Hello. Hi Ash, I can see you in the comments. If you just request to join. Hello to everyone watching. Just wait for the request to come through. There we go, so we're just waiting for Ash to join now.
Hello.
It's just loading.
Hello. Hi, Hannah. Can you hear me?
It's still loading.
Hello.
Hi to everyone watching. We're just waiting for Ash to join this live. It's just loading at the moment.
Hannah, are you there? Can people hear me? If yes, please let me know in the comments. I can't see Hannah. Can you all?
We'll just cancel that and try again. Hi.
I didn't know what was happening.
Can you hear me okay?
Pardon me?
Can you hear me okay?
Oh, yes, perfectly now.
Brilliant, brilliant. So yeah, I was just saying that my name is Hannah. Usually these Q&As are done by Francesca, but she's in South Africa at the moment traveling. So got me today. It's lovely to meet you.
Oh, no problem. It's lovely to meet you too.
So just for our followers who might be watching, do you want to just introduce yourself a little bit? Just let us know what you've been up to.
So hi everyone, and I'm Aishwarya Sridhar. I'm a wildlife filmmaker and presenter from India. And right now I am sitting in Mumbai in a concrete jungle instead of being out there in the wild. It is tough, yes. I really hope I can go back very soon.
Yes, I would love to be traveling again soon. So if any of your followers are watching who don't know who Love the Oceans are, we are a grassroots marine conservation nonprofit based in Mozambique. We do a lot of research, corals, megafauna and things like that, and we also do some community outreach projects. So that's what Francesca's doing at the moment, is working on our sustainable fishing project. So that's just a little bit about who we are. So we've had some... Sorry, carry on.
And I had a lovely time talking to Francesca for a podcast for the Eyes on Conservation Network. It was amazing to learn about Love the Oceans, your work, and to know about her. I really enjoyed that session with her.
Yeah, she said she'd had a great conversation with you before.
Yes.
So we've had some questions submitted, so we can jump straight into those. I just said at the beginning, if anyone's got any questions or anything they want to talk about, they can just pop it in the comments if that's okay with you. Just keep an eye on that, so if there's any questions for us to answer as we go along.
Perfect.
You ready to jump into the questions?
Oh yes, let's bring it on.
So the first question, Where does your interest in wildlife filming come from?
It comes from my childhood. So I am from a place called Panvel in India, which is a very green part near Mumbai city. I know it's difficult to believe that Mumbai, being such a busy and a metropolitan city, can even have a greener part to it. But in the suburban parts, there are a lot of tiny wildlife like birds, mammals, wetland migratory birds, and all that. So that's the place I grew up in, and that's how my interest in wildlife started. And somewhere down the line, as I began clicking more and more images and seeing more of our species around my country, I felt the need to actually use visuals as a medium to tell their stories. And that's how my interest in filmmaking developed.
Awesome. Next question is, how did you get into it? I guess that kind of answers it. You just started taking photos. What was
it started with wildlife. It started with wildlife photography as such, and then moved on to the video part, and then came filmmaking.
Yeah. So your first professional camera, what was that?
It was a Canon 600D, which I later graduated to a Canon 7D. So these two were my first professional cameras.
Good cameras. How did it all start though? What was the first photo you took? Do you remember?
No, not exactly. I don't remember. There's so much that I've clicked at home itself with my first camera that I don't remember what my first photograph was. It was probably of some local bird around my house itself.
Bird photography is tricky. They don't stay still very long, do they?
They don't sit still very long, and they fly so often it becomes extremely tricky to kind of click them. But it's super fun also.
Yeah, I guess it's rewarding when you get a good one.
Yes, very true. You feel so happy.
Yes, yeah, I can imagine. It's the same in Mozambique, taking photos of whales and species like that. You just haven't got a clue where they're going to go or where they're going to turn up. So you're always following them.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what is the craziest animal that you've taken a photo
of? In a nice way, I would say the lion-tailed macaque, because they are so spirity. They are so they're so curious, to examine what you are, and they come so close, and their antics and their expressions, they are so human-like. So to go and click them, and it's not just lion-tailed macaques, it's basically any primates. You have some really crazy moments with them, really funny ones. So those are my craziest animals that I've clicked.
Have you got any funny stories of taking photos of macaques? Have they stolen your equipment or anything?
They've stolen my food. Not the lion-tailed macaque, but the bonnet macaques. So on one of my shoots, they opened I had by mistake left my car window open, and they came into my car, they raided it, and they took my bag, and they removed the sandwiches in it, and they ate all the fruits that I had carried, and I was left hungry.
Oh, classic macaques. They're so cheeky, aren't they?
Oh, they're so cheeky, so funny, and basically I love clicking their expressions, because when you click their portraits, they're so close to humans. They give you very human-like expressions.
You can always tell what they're thinking, can't you?
You can't, and sometimes you get too close, and then they charge on you. And I've had this experience even very recently. So in a nearby forest, I went to take some photographs, take some break from the city world, and I was there 2 days ago, and then this group of bonnet macaques, and I was pretty close to them, and one of them decided to just bar his teeth and charge on me, and I had to run with all my equipment.
Oh my gosh. That sounds a bit scary.
It was part scary. I did get frightened a bit. I didn't want him biting me, but still.
Yeah, no, very sharp teeth. You don't want that.
Yes, the canines are very sharp.
Yes, yeah, definitely. So I can see there's some questions actually going through the chat. How did you start your career as a wildlife filmmaker or photographer? I guess you've already answered that one.
Yeah.
Taking photos around your hometown. Just see if there's any others. there's a question feature, isn't there? So, best phone camera under 20K. How to
Oh
manage
my.
expenses for wildlife photography. So I guess that there's a lot of questions based around expenses of cameras. Do you have any good sort of budget camera advice?
Maybe you can probably try under 20K. Uh,
Yeah,
you can probably, I don't know, maybe check out the 1200D of Canon,
yeah, that's a good
the
one.
1200D, 1500D, those series. They'll probably come under that budget.
Good starter cameras, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, what is your most memorable filming experience and why?
so many. I have to pick one. That's difficult to pick one, but I'll pick probably the one with the tiger. I've had some really amazing moments I've been blessed with, and to take a peek into into their behavior, into their world that they live. Been following a particular tigress for so long, and to see the moments that she has spent with her cubs, or with in her life. That's very memorable for me. And one particular moment that stands out is when I witnessed her training her cubs to kill. So
Oh wow,
that is one special moment for me, one of the most
yeah,
memorable experiences.
wow, that sounds amazing.
Yeah, the
Uh,
entire adrenaline rush that you feel when you see the hunt happen, that's
yeah,
another feeling as well.
yeah. I can imagine that's just like an experience like no other. Just it's hard to explain, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very hard to explain, but you have to experience it to know
Mhm.
what the feeling is.
Yeah. I guess that's the benefit of being able to film it and take photos that you can share that experience with other people. Obviously, it'll not be,
Absolutely.
you can tell the animal's story, can't you?
Yes, and images and films, both of them offer a window into their natural world.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of people won't get that experience, so it's a nice way to bring it into other people's lives, isn't it?
Yes, it brings, and it also brings the jungle into the people's home when you film it and when you show it on platforms and the various platforms. People also get to know what the lives of these animals are like, and that also kindles a love for nature within them.
Yeah, it's so important, isn't it? It's so important for people to love things, to protect them, protect what
Yes, you
you're
have to love. You
you.
protect what you love, right? And when you
Yeah.
love what you understand. So
Mhm.
personally feel that you understand much better when you see something.
Yeah. Yeah. It's easier to understand something if you can see it happening.
Yes.
Yeah. We had a photo, sorry, a photo, a question. Where's it gone? How do you set up your equipment, especially your tripod and lens, when you know there's an animal slash bird that might run away while you set up your equipment?
Oh, I have it already set up when I am on the field. So if it's
Yeah.
in a safari, I have it all in the vehicle itself and all ready to shoot. So I
Okay.
don't waste much time setting up the tripod, because initially I have done that and I've lost precious moments.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I've learned from experience to not set up like when you've actually spotted the bird. So I have it all ready with me.
All ready to go.
Yes, all ready to go. Just all you have to do is press the shutter.
Best way to be. Um, okay, what would you say to people who can't afford photography equipment right now but want to get into photography?
Please keep trying and don't give up hope. Collect money. You can do part-time jobs and raise the necessary funds to buy your dream camera, and do that. And when you buy it, trust me, that happiness is on a different level.
I can imagine. It's worth it. Worth the
It's
wait.
worth it. It's worth the wait. If you want to start small, you can probably try with a second-hand camera, which are much cheaper than buying a fresh piece off the shelf. But use a second-hand, and then you can graduate to your dream camera.
Is that how you started? How did you get your hands on your first camera?
My first camera was a very tiny one. It was a point and shoot. My not my first professional camera, but my first camera as a wildlife hobbyist photographer was a birthday gift, which it was a very tiny point and shoot one, which is very basic. So that was my first one, and I went around clicking everything around me, which walks, flies, crawls. I went around chasing caterpillars and butterflies and birds in my garden. So it was my favorite toy.
Best way to get experience though, isn't it? Just get out there and take photos.
The best experience, let me tell you.
Okay, so what challenges have you faced in your career?
I've faced one of the major challenges is obviously lack of funding when it comes to wildlife filming and getting your dream projects off the ground. So that's a major challenge that every one of us faces in this line. And again, opportunity to showcase your work. That's another challenge, because as a newcomer, you are competing against the best people in this industry. So obviously that is another thing that you have to navigate. And then when I started off presenting, be trying to my hand at on screen, on camera hosting, there was this challenge that I still navigate, that is with my accent, because since I'm from India, there is obviously this thing of not having a foreign accent, and that is something which I have to navigate every single day.
Yeah. I saw your YouTube series with WWF. That was really interesting.
Thank you so much.
It was a lot of fun to film.
It was amazing to film for WWF-India. I had a wonderful time to do that.
Oh, that's great. We've had a question asked here. Let me just see. What would you suggest to a 17-year-old who is studying science and who would like to be a wildlife photographer?
Oh, it's amazing that you're studying science, and if you want to, if you really like science, then you can pursue biology and zoology for that matter, and learn more about animals. You can be a researcher as well and continue wildlife photography as a side hobby or a passion, because when you're into research and you understand the animal, you become a better photographer. And that is one advantage you have over people like us who have just come in from the media field and who don't have that much of scientific knowledge compared to a person who studied the species.
Yeah, it's definitely, I can imagine it will help to take photos if you understand the species behavior and you understand what you're watching.
Yes, absolutely. It has a huge impact on the way you photograph and film.
Yeah. You can't tell a story unless you understand the animal, I guess.
Yes, absolutely. You don't know what the species, their unique behavior is, their characteristics are, right? If you don't understand about them and you don't read up about them.
Yeah, exactly. So I guess it could be a good route into photography is start with science, get the experience and the knowledge, and then do it as a hobby, like you say, and then move into that. And
photography is also science, right?
It is. There's a lot of science involved. It's not simple.
It's not simple, and there's so much of scientific and physics part that's involved. I wasn't very strong with physics, but still the part that I liked the most in physics was light. And that's probably one of the major influences in photography.
Yeah, it's very important. So stick with the science.
Yeah.
Okay, next question. What's your favorite part of your job? So I guess this is sort of all parts of your job. What's your favorite?
Just the job itself, like being out there in the wild, every single thing that comes with the job. I really love doing it. And to me, this is the best job in the world, because I get to travel, I get to see wild animals, I get to be out there outdoors all the time. And for me, like, even being on camera is something I really love. Behind the camera, again, is one of my big favorable moments. So I really love all the parts of the job, be it public speaking, be it going out there and shooting, every single thing.
Every single thing?
Yes.
If you had to pick one favorite, do you think you could or not?
I would say being in the forest.
Being in the forest, nice.
Yes.
Let me just see, there's another question. Did anybody inspire you to become a wildlife photographer?
I do have wildlife photographers whom I look up to for inspiration. I'm a big fan of their work. And like from India, I look up to Ratika Ramaswamy, there's Kalyan Verma, and there is Latika Nath, and the filmmaking side, there's Ashwika Kapoor. And even on the international front, I really love the work of Beverly Joubert, Shannon Wilde, and these are Amy Vitale. These are people whom I really look up to for inspiration. Their work is so incredible. But when the person, like, my inspiration to get into wildlife photography was mainly because I love animals, and I feel that when I used to click wild animals and come back and show the pictures to my friends, they also were so keen, and I could see that their love for being in the wild developed a lot by seeing my images. So that was one of the main reasons I chose to do this profession, because I feel that through my images, if I can make people fall in love with nature, that is a big thing.
Yeah, definitely. That's such an amazing way to look at it.
So that is my big inspiration, to be in this field.
Yeah. We've got a question here. Most memorable location for wildlife photography in India and abroad? So what was your most memorable location?
I haven't traveled abroad yet for wildlife photography as such. So if I have to pick in India, it's difficult because I love all the locations I have shot at, but I'll pick probably Tadoba National Park in Maharashtra. I've spent the maximum time there, so yeah.
Special, it's a special place.
Yeah, it's a special place.
We had a question, have you ever taken a photo of a hunting tiger? So we know you have. Do you want to talk about that experience a bit more?
I do have a photo. I have a photo series as well as a series of videos that I have captured of a tigress hunting and training her cubs to hunt.
Amazing.
So that's amazing. And when you see like a feline training her cubs, that is almost as if she is imparting life lessons, and that's something really rare to witness in the wild. Because we look at big cats as these big carnivores who don't have a human side to them. They are just predators. But these predators can think, they can feel too, and they also have a brain. And these moments are what illustrates that.
Yeah, really special to see.
Yeah.
We have it in Mozambique sometimes. We see our humpback whales teaching their calves how to breach, and it's really amazing to see. Like you say, it's a whole different side to the animal that you just haven't seen before.
Yes.
It's amazing.
Absolutely. I would really love to see a humpback whale. I haven't yet. No, I haven't. I would love to come to Mozambique. I'm just waiting. I had Francesca had offered me, in fact, during our podcast, and I was like, yes, I'll come. But then the pandemic came and I could not make it. So I hope to come in the near future there.
I'd love to
I hope to visit Love the Ocean as well and see your amazing work on field.
Yeah, no, it'd be awesome to have you there. Definitely, you're welcome anytime.
Thank you so much.
So that was your favorite part of the job. Do you have a least favorite part of your job?
No, not really, but possibly the lack of sanitization at some places. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
That
is sometimes.
It's interesting. I guess the funding and the whole money thing behind conservation and animal photography is
yeah.
So what does the next 5 years look like for you? Obviously, assuming everything goes back to normal as soon as possible. What does the next 5 years?
I really hope things are back to normal, at least next year, and we can start traveling again. And I would really hope that my images and my films create an impact, and they are able to bring about policy level differences for India's endangered species. That is what I hope to do in the future.
That's an awesome goal.
Thank you. And obviously tell more stories of the wild.
Obviously, just take loads of cool photos.
Yeah.
Best camera for beginners, do you think? We've kind of touched on this before, but do you have a specific camera you think is good for beginners?
No, not really. It depends on your budget, obviously. But you can start out with a point and shoot, like a Canon 70 HX, which is like really very great start. because you have different types of modes on it as well. You have the manual mode, and you have the aperture priority, shutter priority, all these different modes which are only available in a professional camera or a DSLR. So you can use them, you can experiment on that, and then you can graduate to a DSLR when you have the necessary budget with you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I saw a question before as well. How did you make the transition from amateur to professional?
It happened gradually. So when I started doing professional wildlife photography and filming only after graduation. Till then, I was doing it more as a hobby and more as my passion. So after graduation, I felt that I possibly could not do a 9 to 5 job, and I was just not cut out for that. So I decided to take the plunge, and here I am.
Yeah, I know how you feel. I think we all appreciate what you think with that.
Oh, sweet. Thank you.
25 either. Okay, have you got any advice for any people looking to get into the field?
Please work hard, know your camera really well, because when you know and understand your camera, you will be able to bring out the best of the scene that is given in front of you. And the more you practice, the better you become. So if you love photography, shoot anything and everything. It doesn't have to be a big tiger or a leopard in a sanctuary. You can shoot your backyard wildlife to start with, and those are really the subjects that you can learn with. That's how even I started. So
yeah, good advice. Really understand what you're taking photos of.
Yeah.
Let me just have a look at these questions on here. There's a few in the questions tab. What do you think is the craziest animal picture that you've ever captured?
I think I spoke about that, right? About the lion-tailed macaques. They are like that's crazy in a nice way. I'm not saying in a bad way, but they are extremely funny, cheeky, comical. So that's really wonderful to go out there and shoot them.
Yeah.
Any of the primates for that matter. I really love clicking their facial expressions.
Yeah, they are funny, aren't they?
Super funny.
Best advice. We've already kind of answered which is a question about best advice for beginners to start photography. We've already answered that one. So if you wanted to watch this afterwards, you can see what the answer was to that one. I just saw one about the difficulties a girl faces when she takes photography as a career. So I guess that's have you struggled at all being a female in this industry?
Not really from the industry as such, but there is this society perception that exists in India also, of the fact that women can't do outdoor jobs. Yeah. And that mindset has to change. And that is something that I have faced, because a lot of my friends, relatives, they have said that wildlife photography is not a girl's career, and this is not something that in women as such should do. Having it as a passion is different, but having it as a profession is very different. You won't be able to have a family life as well if you get into this field. And I'm like, why not? Because you can balance both the worlds, right? This job is as much demanding as a 9 to 5 job.
Definitely.
So it's the same thing. I don't think that one's profession should be judged by your gender.
No, I completely agree. I Love the Oceans was founded by women, and we're bossing it.
Yeah, I remember a very lovely incident that Francesca had narrated during our podcast, where she had gone for this building a school, and the person, the school in charge who spoke to her, she was more talking to her male friend, and then that fellow was like, she's the boss, and she's like, what?
Love it when that happens.
Yeah.
Women can be bosses too.
And we can change the world too, right?
Yes, exactly. Is there any YouTube channels that you suggest for learning photography? Is there anyone that you specifically watch on YouTube?
I don't remember the channel name as such, but if you just type out basics of wildlife photography, there are so many videos that come up on YouTube. So you can just pick up and watch any of them. Most of them are really helpful.
Yeah. How did you go? Oh, we've already answered that one. Sorry. There's so many questions being submitted here. It's great.
That's lovely.
What is a bad picture that you've captured? That's a good question. Have you got any specific photos that you thought it was funny because it was so bad?
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty self-critical of my work, so I really find them good. So I don't know, like there have been a lot of misses of like in terms of sightings that I've had. Sometimes I've really messed up on field in terms of settings, and I've come back and seen that I've highly overexposed a shot or I've underexposed a shot and ruined it. So there have been instances. They are frustrating, but there have been.
They help you learn, though, I guess. You learn from your mistakes.
Yeah, you learn with every mistake that you make.
Yeah, definitely. Got a question. What do you do in low light conditions?
So in low light conditions, I try and keep my ISO. Like I set a benchmark for the ISO that I will not go above this level, because that's when what happens is that you get noise and you get grains in your image. So I really would not like that. So I use a tripod and then I play with the shutter speed so I can get relatively close, like steady shots, sharp ones, even though I'm using a slower shutter speed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense. What is the best picture you have? Have you got a favorite? It's probably like trying to choose a favorite child, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. You can't do that. So that's very difficult. I leave it to my to the audience, to the viewers to decide which is their favorite picture from my collection.
Definitely. Yeah. Check out Ash's collection and then you can decide for yourself.
Yes.
Okay, so shall we move on to the quickfire questions?
Oh yes, I'm super excited for that.
Yeah, so these are just a few questions. Just quickly answer your first thing that comes to your mind. They're just a bit of fun, really. We ask all our guests the quickfire ones.
Oh, perfect.
So are you ready?
Let's start. Yes, yeah. I'm ready.
What's your favourite ocean creature?
The blue whale.
Blue whale. Nice choice.
Yeah.
What's your favourite day of the week?
Pardon me?
What's your favourite day of the week?
Sunday.
Sunday. What's a plastic-free / eco-friendly product that you can't live without?
So I am right now hooked to these Arca leaf plates. They are a very good substitute for your plastic thermocol food containers that you carry when you're on the field, you're on a trip or a picnic or something like that. So these are really eco-friendly products which are biodegradable, and they are these Arca leaf plates. They're made from the leaf of the Arca plant, and it's really incredible.
Sound awesome. I'll have to check those out.
Yeah, please do.
What is your favorite beach in the world?
My favorite beach in the world, I would say Ganpatipule near Mumbai. Yeah, that's one of my favorite places to be with the ocean.
Awesome. What is the last song that you listened to?
We Are the World, Michael Jackson.
Nice choice. Dolphins or sharks?
Oh, that's a tough one. I like both.
Yeah.
I would say both.
You have to pick one.
Then sharks.
What is your favorite holiday?
Any holiday that involves the oceans or the mountains or the forest. Any of them are my favorites.
Yes.
Not a city. Yeah, except a city.
Yeah, anything in nature.
Yeah, being in nature.
Yeah. Would you rather be able to speak every language in the world or speak to animals?
Speak to animals any day.
Any reason?
I would really love to understand what they feel about us, what they think about humans. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be really interesting. I bet
It's
they would.
really interesting, right? We have so many viewpoints about them, but we should definitely know their viewpoints about us also.
Yeah, it would be really interesting. They're probably asking why you're taking photos of me.
Yeah.
Okay, as a superpower, teleportation or breathing underwater?
Breathing underwater.
Yeah. Any reason?
Because I want to try my hand at scuba diving, and I've not yet got a chance to do that. So I would really love to explore the underwater and the ocean world as well.
Yeah, I mean, underwater photography is a whole new world.
It's a whole new dimension to explore, and I would really love to do that in the future.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Okay, what book would you take with you onto a desert island?
Okay, I really loved the series by Farah Omaboy, which was about the Avalonia Chronicles. So any book from that from that three-part series.
Awesome, good choice. What is the first thing that you're going to do when things return to normal?
Go to a tiger sanctuary.
Nice choice. Go straight there, nothing else.
Go straight there.
And finally, from the quickfire questions, and then we'll check if there's any other questions anyone submitted. Why do you love the oceans?
I find peace, I find a calmness in the ocean, and I really find myself to be in love with the world when I see the sea or the ocean for that matter. It has a calming effect, and it's so peaceful, and
Yeah.
it's sheer bliss when you look at the oceans.
Yeah.
And I really love to just listen to the waves crashing on the shore and walking on the beach on the sand. It's amazing. Every part of the ocean I love. So
it is. It's such a calming thing. Just the ocean in general, isn't it? Just so calming. Okay, let me see if there's any questions here. What was your reaction when you see a lion?
Oh, I really love seeing a lion. So for me, it's pure happiness when I see one.
Yeah. Let's have a look if there's any questions. If anyone's got any questions, feel free to submit them. There's a lot of people saying congratulations for your award and congratulations for your success.
Thank you.
Inspiration.
Thank you so much, guys. It really means a lot.
Where did you study?
I studied in Dr. Pillai Global Academy for my schooling, and my graduation I did from Pillai College of Arts, Science and Commerce.
Let's have a look. Suggestions on good lenses for taking photos of birds?
Try a telephoto zoom lens like a Canon 100-400, or if you want a bigger focal length, then you can probably go for the Sigma 150-600. Those are budget lenses, but if you can afford a prime lens, then definitely go for the Canon 400mm prime or the 600mm prime or the 800mm prime. Bigger the better.
Out of lions and tigers, which one do you prefer?
Oh, that's very difficult. I love big cats. I can't choose among one of them.
No, I agree. That's a hard question. Is there any projects or upcoming things that you're up to that you want to tell the viewers about?
So one of my films, which I have been working on for a couple of years now, is releasing very shortly. So stay tuned on my Instagram to know more about it, and I will be announcing it very soon.
Awesome. I'm really excited to see it.
Thank you so much. I will definitely keep you and Francesca and the entire team of Love the Oceans abreast about it.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, can't wait for it. And also for Love the Oceans, we're running our sustainable fishing project at the moment, and we've also just launched the turtle project. So if there's anything that you want to get you guys, the viewers, want to know more about, just check out our account. Obviously, check out Ash's account as well to keep an eye on what she's up to. There's a lot of questions
Please do check out Love the Oceans account. It's amazing.
There's a lot of questions about tips for beginners, but we've been through that. So if anyone wants to watch this on replay, it will be on our IGTV straight after, and also our entire Q&A series is uploaded to our YouTube. So feel free to watch it back and just hear the answers that Ash gave. They were really, really interesting. Is there any questions that you want to ask Philip about the oceans, anything like that? Jungle or ocean, where do you prefer to go? That's a tricky question.
It's again a tricky one. I'd probably say I would choose one where I can do both together in one trip. Yeah.
That would be
I can do a little bit of swimming, and I can do also photography, and I can also do jungle safaris. So
all of them in one.
all of them in one, yeah.
I think that's pretty much it with the questions, unless anyone has any last minute questions they want to ask. Thank you so much for joining us, Ash. We really, really enjoyed listening to your answers.
Thank you so much. It was amazing. I was super thrilled to be a part of it, and I really enjoyed the session. Thank you, Hannah.
Brilliant. So yeah, if anyone's got any questions, feel free to message us, or I'm sure you won't mind if people message you, Ash, if they've got any questions.
No, not at all. Please, you can DM me.
Awesome, brilliant. Well, it was lovely to speak to you. I hope we'll speak again soon.
Here.
Brilliant.
I hope we connect soon. I hope to meet you also.
Yes, I'll see you in Mozambique.
Yes, see you very soon.
See you. Bye.
Bye.